say you running plays, that's ISHTALK. You say you getting paid, that's ISHTALK. You see me with my babe, that's ISHTALK. The money in the way, that's ISHTALK. I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg it. I beg, I beg, I beg you all.
Yo, welcome to another episode of The Lord Show, ISHTALK TV, live from the DMV, doing how it's supposed to be. I hope you got some kush at the crib, some cat in the bed, and some cash in your pocket. What more can be said? Guys, this is a special show tonight. This man has done great things. He has stomped with the big dogs, Nina Turner in Ohio, interviewed great people that's in the movement for reparations. And hell, this man interviewed Cornell West, to name a few. And you got the honorable my dear brother. How's that feel? But this guy's on YouTube. This black man's on YouTube at the 10 Black TV. Let's give it up for 10 Black. How you doing, brother? Thank you for joining us.
Man, what's going on,
it's
bro?
It's a pleasure, brother. It's a pleasure.
Yo, man, it's a pleasure to be found, bro. For real. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be above ground. Any day above ground's a good day, bro. And I can't make no noise, man. I'm glad we able to work out the kinks, man. My computer was bugging out, man. So I'm just glad we able to work it out, bro.
See, it's the Bilderbergs. It's the Illuminati.
That's what it is, man.
But we're gonna talk some ish tonight. Thank you for coming. I know you done great things, but I wanna get you over here to talk some ish. All right, okay? All right. I know you from the DMV.
That's cool, man.
I know you from the streets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from the streets, man. I'm from Maryland. I was born in DC, raised mostly in Maryland, but my family was right here, DC, Maryland. Right now, I'm in Waldorf.
You grew up here in the DMV. Before we get to the national stuff, I want to, get to know the local DMV 10 Black. Now, you and your wife, man. Congratulations on your marriage, man.
Oh yeah, man. Boy, look, man. Thank you, bro. We've been together. We met in high school. We met at Northwestern. Right? So she used to work at the mall, you know what I'm saying? So I scooped her up from the mall, right? And she was laid back, undercut. Nobody really knew who she was because she had just came from Petersburg.
Oh, so you snatched her up real quick.
I smashed, man. I was like, what? She ain't had a big bamboo earrings. You know how we did in the 90s, early 90s, like late 80s.
I'm a young buck. I'm
I'm telling you, like
I'm a crack baby, so I'm part of that era.
I'll tell you, like what's that joint with that joint Dame Dash directed? Yeah, like
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full, like around that era. That was the same time I was coming out of high school. So yeah, man,
Oh, so
the golden years of hip hop is what the old heads call it.
Okay, so you ain't take it to one of those the Go-Go's, the Black Hole, nothing like that.
You know what? No, we did frequent, like me and my boys. We used to go.
Yeah. I know, brother.
On it.
I know.
Yeah. She wasn't too hard on, but yeah, Celebrity Hall, the whole, like, yeah, we did that. And then for a while, they shut down Go-Go's in D.C. So we used to have to go out to VA in order to find a Go-Go. So yeah, man. But I'm a hip hop here for real.
Okay. Yeah. That's great, because when it comes to being in this area, do you know anything about most people they say they don't want to come over the bridge when it comes to Arlington, or you know how black people do.
Yeah, no, man. Shit, they got good reason. You know what I'm saying? They got good reason. Only time I ever got jammed up really was in Virginia.
No,
but we were being dumb, so I can't blame them that time. But it is what it is. It's different when you go across that bridge. We was going like in the sticks though. Like they didn't have Go-Go's, like they were like, they literally would like rent out big recreation centers. And here we had so many shooters in DC.
Right.
And they start closing the Go-Go's like at midnight. So, but in VA, they would go till 2 and 3 in the morning.
Right.
So, that's what we did.
So what do you think about when it comes to the violence in DC? Recently I was sort of involved. I was sort of in the crime scene where it happened on 16th Street, where 11-year-old and a 12-year-old robbed a car, free carjacking, and hit another incoming car and hit a bunch of like parked cars on the side. And just to know that those kids were like 11 and 12. And do you think that when it comes to the violence, the DC should do something like maybe reopen the Go-Go's? But there's this thing about they were saying how there were a lot of kids in the Go-Go's and a lot of predatory stuff was happening. But what do you think about what should they do to stop this violence?
Yeah, man. Well, it's an interesting question, man, and it's real. And I think we have to look at it kind of holistically. We got to look at all sides of it. So, my politics is progressive, right?
Right.
Which means I want to end mass incarceration. But I also
at the same time lock those. Okay, go.
At the same time, right. At the same time, I care about safety. But see, I'm still on some defund the police, but it's never been articulated the right way, I feel, for black folks. See, when I say defund the police, I just want us to have other measures. So most people don't know that most cities, most states, most cities, 90% of their budget, well, not 90%, 60% of their budget or so goes to cops. So all other services come last. And when we talk about defund the police, a lot of the white progressives that would articulate it, they never really broke it down. And it sounded crazy because people need somebody to call. If you live in the hood, unless you got even if you got that on you, other people got it too. So anybody can be in a situation where they need to call somebody. So that sounds crazy. What you mean, no cops?
Right.
No. What I mean is, if you pay $100 million for cops, next year, instead of giving them a $20 million increase, which is kind of typical, like 10 to 20% increase each year.
Or like a 20,000 sign-on bonus or some shit like that when it comes
crazy
to DC.
Shit like that. But the budget, they always want to increase the budget. Sort of like military spending, we always increase the budget. Even if they don't ask for more money, for some reason, Congress comes up giving them more money than what they had the year before. So defunding the police would be saying, instead of giving you an increase in money, we're going to take the increase. We're going to give you exactly what you had last year. You still paid. What we're going to do is we're going to provide other services, right? 50% of homicides involving cops are with people who have mental issues, mental conditions. They could be on some weed or, well, not weed. Weed, you usually go with weed. But it could be drugs, but that's considered a mental incapacity, right? You don't know what you're doing. Right. Or somebody who's off their medication. So that's like half the killings and the shootings with cops. So my thing is this, man, we need to invest in other options that kind of alleviate the need for so much cops. You're right. You're on the right track when you say, when you say the kids would be better served with something to do after school. They would be better served with summer camps. They'd be better served with other options. Their parents would be better served with other options as far as employment, job training. So I'm just saying, instead of DC, for instance, spending 55, I think 55% of their budget just on cops, spend 50% and take the other 5% or 10% and invest in remediation, invest in therapy. Because our kids, for real, they're living in a war zone.
Yeah.
Half of them got PTSD and don't even know it. Look, dog, I saw your channel. 2 of your founding members got shot, are no longer with us. So rest in peace to those brothers. I didn't meet them, but they still my brothers. And I got a feeling it has something to do with violence. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Someone took somebody's life. So what I'm saying is we need to invest so that we can give options to people who may not have options so people can make better decisions. I know it's not going to do it all. Some people just be on one. Some people are just ruthless. Some people don't care. We don't need to, we ain't going to never be able to stop all crime. But you can't tell me an 11 and a 12-year-old are given the correct options if their options that they chose are to rob a car or steal a car. I can't believe that's they're at the end of their rope at 11 and 12. Now, what's happening is the environment that they're in, they're mimicking what they see. Their coaches all jacked up about what's important.
Yeah.
What makes you real, what makes you cool, So that's my way of thinking, man. I'm not saying abolish the police, but we got to come up with another way to do policing so that we need less police, so that we have more options. That's all. And when a cop goes on a call, maybe they should, they shouldn't have to take every call, bruh. Some calls, they need to bring somebody who's a mental health expert. They're not qualified to deal with somebody who's hearing voices.
Right, exactly.
I'm not qualified either. Neither are you, bruh.
I see the public every goddamn day, all types. I go down, Georgia Avenue.
Yes, sir.
I go down 16th Street. I don't like to see it. They fighting, arguing, homeless people. So, and then 11 o'clock at night, I see a group of kids 9, 10, 11. In my mind, I'm like, where are your parents at? So are these parents just at work? They don't have time to watch their kids? Like, what's important? But I understand it's hard, right? They're single mothers, but still, you got to keep account of your kids because they don't know. You don't know what they might get into.
You know,
still in the car,
right? It's a cycle, bro. It's like if the parents of the children aren't right, we haven't provided services for those parents. They just out here too. Probably they come from a family that was out here too. That didn't take time with them. They didn't have the adequate options. They didn't have the type of support they needed. It's a never ending cycle, and therefore the kids go. You know, and when you bring up Metro, that hits close to home because my brother, he drives for Metro. He's been driving for Metro now the last 10 years. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're
bus drivers getting assaulted, shot, stabbed.
There it is. I'm worried about him all the time, man. That's my little brother. So yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's the option can't be do nothing. The option's also not throw away the key, lock them up and throw away the key.
What about punish the parents? Put some Kamala Harris type shit.
We gotta first give people the structures, right? So before you go at the parents with legal measures, did you give the opportunity for intervention? Parents need it too. Parents know what people may choose to do drugs. Nobody chooses to be an addict though.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
True.
they never expect. That wasn't the intention, right? You self-medicating because you're stressed. Why are you self-medicating? Probably because you broke. Most happy people don't have to self-medicate to get some peace of mind.
Right.
Why are you broke? Lack of education, bad schools, no job, no good job, a job that don't pay you enough. Walls closing in. You know what I'm saying? Feel like you got to do something, some way to make money. And the streets is always there. Mm-hmm. So that's the reality of it. And until we have politicians that are willing to go to bat for those people, we're going to have the same outcomes, bro. Because that's what the legislation laws. Mm-hmm. So it's a catch-22, fam, because every day I'm talking to people that don't care about politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't change this without politics unless we want to go to war. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, we outgunned.
We're outgunned.
So if we're only 12% of the 13% of the population, and we don't have, let's
say 14 because we don't answer the door or we don't
okay, 14,
mail them back. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. But that counts those that are incarcerated too.
Oh, right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we the most incarcerated, but we also the most exonerated.
Oh yeah.
How that works.
Mm-hmm.
Also the most picked up. So the most, so all that ties in as a lot of the white supremacists like to say that, but they leave off the part that we the ones that get exonerated the most. Most of those cases when people walk out of prison, they found out 20 years later they didn't do it. That's us.
Mm-hmm. That's us. Okay. Got you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
No problem.
I want to get to Cornell West, but
okay.
What got you into politics? Like when you were like, this is what I'm into. Fuck sports. Fuck all that. I want to worry about what's going on.
Yeah, man. God, it was my viewers, man. I had a show that covered a lot of what was going on in the Black community. It's always been Black first. Okay. So as I covered more and more issues, such as what was it? Gosh, man, the Baltimore uprising, Freddie Gray.
Like 20,
such as the Freddie Gray thing, right?
2015.
When I covered what they broke his spine, right, in the back of that cop car. When I covered Trayvon Martin, when I covered Tamir Rice, this was before politics. This was just me covering those heavy issues. After a while, I started saying, like, how can I help fix it? And one of the options I felt was, what if we had people that gave a damn in office? Like, what are these people doing with our votes? What are they doing with our money? Every election cycle, they come around to our churches, they hug a couple kids, eat a couple chicken dinners, and they out. So how can we help? And I realized I felt that politics wasn't the answer to everything, but at least I knew something could be done. And that's really only because my family that was in D.C., I had an opportunity to learn more about Mayor Marion Barry, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things different about Mayor Marion Barry was he actually did shit for Black folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had summer school programs. He had programs that got women their first job in the government, who were on the system first, right? This shit is unheard of now, right? The leg up that he gave his people is what kind of got him jammed up because they were looking for him. The hotel he got jammed at, I don't know if you people know, but that hotel out there near Rhode Island Avenue, the Mayflower, dog, that's what it does. It's the hookup spot. That's what people go to do that. If they would have knocked on another door, they'd have found a white guy doing the same thing. But they wanted him. They wanted him. So Mary Bird got caught in. So he was the mayor of D.C. who was caught in a hotel room with a hooker doing coke.
That bitch set me up.
Yeah. There you go. So knowing that a politician can help, not a rescue, not gonna save everything, but that can help. Politics does have a place. It's one of the tools in the tool bag. The other is civil engagement. The other is starting organizations. You can start your nonprofits, and you can help some of these young people that are still approachable, that aren't so far gone. You can help. You can even do that. Anyone can do that. So there are certain things you can do, and politics was one of those. But still, that wasn't an electoral politics. That wasn't like who's getting elected totally. That was more like, what's our rights?
What's our rights? Yeah.
What's our rights, and how can we make the system work for us? So that's sort of what started. I interviewed a former Baltimore police detective, and we did a series of videos. It's still on my channel from like 6 years ago. Before I got deep into politics, and we were coming up with different ways to do policing. So from that, then politics kind of made sense. But I still like covering lighter stuff. Sometimes, you know, I still like covering, like I covered Will Smith, you know, I with the slap. Who couldn't cover? I had to cover that. He slapped Chris Rock. I had to cover that. There's certain things. Right. I'm still part of the culture, man. I love stand-up comedy. I'm a Corey Holcomb fan. 5150 Goon Squad. That's still my thing. But I have kids, man. Now my kids got kids, and I feel like I have to be a part of the solution. I have to use my platform as much as possible to help the condition of my people. So it's a service. I feel it's a service to the community to do this.
I feel a little stuck because we've been doing it prior to the same 2014, and we cover sex, hip hop, and all this other trending stuff, right? And I got into politics after Trump got elected. But, you know, 2008, I was crying for Obama. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord Jesus, it's going to be a good day. It's going to change. But
nothing wrong with that.
But
nothing wrong with that.
What was I saying? Yeah, I got politics that way.
With Trump kind of got you going.
Right. And I started going on YouTube and certain people I liked and everything. But let's get to Cornell West. You got like I said, you got the honorable, my dear brother.
You talking about the most recent, man, Cornell West, he's been on my channel like 4 times.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I met Dr. Cornell West back in like 2016. And just like you, man, he's just somebody, I knew Dr. Cornell West, well, I knew of him. I read his book, Race Matters, back in 1990, 1980 something. Like, so I was aware of him years before I met him. Like, meeting him was like meeting somebody that you admire, somebody that you look up to. Like meeting, I don't know, damn, hip hop, meeting Scarface, meeting Cube. Same level, but on the intellectual piece. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bringing him on the channel and talk about important issues. You know, I got to meet him in person when we both campaigned and supported Nina Turner. So I met him, I met his wife, I met Danny Glover, the great actor. And we had dinner, man, we kicked it. So with him, but I still recognize there's some things where we differ. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he's for the people. I know he's for the people, no doubt, but people had different strategies. Right. And people had different techniques. So, but Dr. Cornell West is one of those people. Whenever I talk to him, brother, I just feel like I want to be a better man. I want to be a better human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said, Tim Black, my brother, you got to calm down, my brother. Always keep a smile on your face. Never let them steal your grace. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Woo!
Like brother Marvin Gaye.
Oh, I like that.
You know, now inner city blues make me want to holler. We come from a rich dynasty of black people, black leaders, and we will continue to conquer this. We must put up the fight, the resistance. You know, do what you can do for your brother, man. You know, before the worms get you. If the worms gonna get us all, what do you want to remember? What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to stand for? What do you want your legacy to be? It can't just be money, my brother.
Right.
That's nothing. You know, so he's one of those brothers. Him, I don't know if you know what Jamu Baraka. He's another brother that's heavy, man. You talk to these cats, man, and you're gonna be like, wow. You know, so those are brothers I look to. Tavis Smiley, another brother. Those are brothers I look to recenter myself.
Got you.
Because I could get on one too. You know, so I know I'm you know, wisdom is not by age. It's
not
understanding. Nah, man, it's by understanding. You know, a lot of old dumb mofos.
Yeah.
Real talk, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Still putting their hands on women, still acting stupid, still dressed like they 25.
Yeah.
They don't want to grow up. They weren't prepared to. You know what
they wasn't prepared to.
It's a mental game, bro.
Mental maturity or something like that.
All men, for a man to say, if you meet a brother that can't say, I can look at another brother and learn something from him. If you know a brother who can't say, as they say, steel sharpens steel. If they don't have that mindset, don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with them.
Because that means they full of pride, bro, and they're not wise.
No
one knows everything. Dr. Cornell West came on my show, and what did he say in this tweet? It's always a pleasure to learn from my brother Tim Black. He had a PhD. He got like 3-4 degrees. He a professor who teaches at schools, and he'll say, I'm learning from you right now. That takes, you got to humble yourself. So I'm always willing to humble myself, man. Now, sometimes, bruh, because I ain't perfect, I do it later. I do something, I'll react. I say, damn. I think about what I did. Like, oh, man, maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. And then you got to go clean up. It's better to slow your roll. So I've been getting better, but I had to learn. So it's a process for us all. But Dr. Cornell West is one of those people, man.
That's one of
makes you want to be a better man.
That's one of the reasons people are attracted to him, especially him going on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. He was on Fox recently, gave Sean Hannity the business. And it's amazing how he's just not dodging the questions, but the way he's knocking them down. You know, they trying to get him. He's on Fox. The Republicans want him to shit on the Democrats, and Anderson Cooper wants him to, make him into a anti-Semite or something like that. But let's get to I want to ask you, do you think it's more of a spoiler, or is it more like a message campaign? Like, do you think he?
Oh man,
because yeah,
definitely not a spoiler, brother. Definitely not a spoiler. I asked Dr. West because I didn't know he was running. When I heard word that he was running, first of all, I had a problem with the party he was running with, because I know those guys, and I know their track record with black folks. So I was like, oh man, he's running with these folks.
Yeah, the Nick guy, huh?
Yeah, Nick. So there you go. You know what's up. So when that party first started, I was a part of that party.
Yeah, I remember.
Damn, bro, I know you knew that. So yeah, that's what's up. But I talked to Dr. West. I was like, is this something you want to do? Like, why are you doing this? I'm trying to understand. I can say confidently, this is not for show. This is not an exercise. It's not for fun. He's doing it because he's willing to challenge authority. He wants to win. Mm-hmm. But even if he falls short on that, he will still have accomplished the goal, which is make Joe Biden have to answer tough questions. See, somebody's got to push Joe Biden to recognize that black people here, and that you need black votes to win. So if there's no one there to hold him accountable, See, now he's going to have to address issues that he wouldn't have to address with Marianne Williamson or RFK. They're not going to press him on black issues. They can't, right? Now, don't get me wrong, Dr. Cornell West is a humanitarian. He's heavy into the scripture. So he loves all people. So that talk about anti-Semite is BS, because I know for a fact this is a humanitarian at heart. But he is always focused on the chocolate side of town, right? But no, what he's doing is for a good reason. And that's because we care about the issues first. The issues matter. And as those issues get talked about and circulated, it puts more pressure on those in power. So that's the whole ticket of it. So when people say, is he trying to run to win? Yes. Yes. He is trying to run to win. But the least we can do from this is be able to use his voice to make some of our grievances known to the entire world. And where else to do it except the biggest stage, a general election. Not a primary election, the general election. So forget, just imagine Cornell West against Trump and Biden. Come on, man. Who gonna say some real shit? Well, Cornell West and then Trump and Biden, I don't know what he's gonna talk about.
He might not
Trump
be awake.
will lie a lot, but he'll throw in some truth here and there. Biden is gonna totally just say nothing. But Dr. West could serve a great purpose.
But we already know that they're already scared of him. They're already scared of West.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of non-voters that will actually vote this time. They're so fed up with the Trump and the Biden ticket. Nobody wants to see that no more. And this come at the wrong time because their black turnout was. I haven't looked into it, but I'm guessing it's getting lower and lower. 2016 to 2020. So I'm pretty sure the numbers are getting lower and lower.
You alluded to it when you said in 2008, you were like, oh man, Obama, we always like that. Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with doing that, man. The first black president, half black, but that's good enough. It's close. It's close. And I don't even know if you call that half black, because African plus white.
Yeah,
but, my ADOS people are like, what are you talking about? Okay, brown looking, black
looking. Right.
Who likes hip hop.
Black past,
2008 was the highest black turnout ever. 2012, not so much. Because they were disappointed that 2008 he didn't go in there and take care of black people in the city. It was like, put your pants up, Pookie. Put your pants up.
But we was told, hey, just give him another, vote for him again. Just see what he does on the second time.
And most of the people that told us that were people who were getting jobs under Obama or whose careers hinged on the Democratic Party. There's a lot of that, man, in D.C. So from experience working around those types of people, I know how they roll, man. Everybody's playing a game. Everybody's trying to say what's necessary to say in order to help their careers, keep a job. It's a lot of lives riding on a campaign. But
I'm thinking they want to just they're not trying to give us nothing. Just tell us, hey, just shut up and vote. There's this guy in Louisiana. He's like a famous political advisor, Skeletor. I forgot. He's
Carvel with the Clintons. Yeah.
Skeletor. He was doing some interview and he was like, the Democrats got to figure out why black people are not turning out for him. I'm like, you're the one they go to. You don't know what's going on, or you act like you don't know what's going on. Everyone knows what he's supposed to cancel student debt for HBCUs. He ain't do that. When it comes to the George Floyd, it just lies. Let's just say that. Well, lies, but they know what we want, reparations, that type of stuff, but they choose not to. That's why I'm thinking that they don't care. They just go ahead. Y'all gonna vote for us anyway, especially if we move the thing to South Carolina. So, but they feel the pressure. They got people coming up to George Clyburn, trying to say, what's up with reparations? What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Bernie, my man Bernie. Yeah. One time for Bernie. He saved. Yeah. I learned a lot from him. But do you think he's gonna be like give Cornell West like the side out, or you think he's not going to even acknowledge him because he already said he's going to vote for Biden. He support Biden, but they're so close, Bernie and Cornell. It's like, are you going to give him like a shout out or something? Like, what you think Bernie going to do?
If Bernie does not support Dr. West, then we should throw Bernie under the bus. Woo! I mean, it's a thing of well, you know, the fact that I couldn't get Bernie to turn towards reparations, and frankly having the same discussion with Dr. West. I'm looking at his website waiting for reparations to pop up, and he would understand that. He would respect that point of view. I said it to him. I DM'd him. I said, hey, I texted him and said, hey, I need you to strongly consider, you need to put reparations on your website. And he was like, I appreciate you, brother. And I ain't heard him say anything since. So it is what it is. So that means, okay, well, fine. I'm supposed to criticize you for that.
Yeah.
Politicians, you have to pressure them. It's not personal. If Joe Biden tomorrow gave reparations to black descendants of formerly enslaved, I would support him. Mm-hmm. It's not personal. It's not about personal beef. It's not about who you don't like. This is business. If you need a refrigerator put in your house, somebody can do it for the right price. They will come handle it and remove the parts, the old machine, and put the new one in, install it, and it's going to run for you the way you want it. Cool. That's your guy. But if they're not going to put a refrigerator in your house, then we're not going to hire them. And that's the way it is with any politician. And if you do hire them because they said they would and they don't, then you go fight them and take your money back, get your money back. Or you go badmouth them and try to ruin their business. This is pressure. Politicians respond to pressure. That's why we call these people that sit around tap dancing or telling us that we need to be quiet and just be glad we don't have Trump and that type of nonsense. Those people don't understand politics. Politics is about making people do stuff. Mm-hmm. You either make it with money. If you don't have money, you got criticism. You got only two things move politicians: press, right? Mm-hmm. Press, which is bad publicity, that puts them in the crosshairs, that makes them answer questions, or money, which is donations that helps them stay in office. Those two things. Anything else, it's nothing. It's nothing to them. So with that in mind, that's how we should treat Joe Biden. That's how we should treat Bernie. That's how we should treat Cornell West. We should apply pressure to Bernie. We should let Bernie know. But shit, Bernie's 80-something years old. I'm surprised he's still in the Senate. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's thinking. Why not go out by passing the baton to Cornell West?
Yep.
Why not? What you about to do, Bernie?
Right.
You about to go fishing, aren't you?
Yeah.
What else is there to do, brother? I mean, dog, we all got the dash in the middle. Born on this date, left on this date. Come on, man. You're getting closer to that end date. You got to know this. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to be known for? And I would think he's a true friend of Cornell West. He'd make the right decision. And if he doesn't, we go after him. I'll lead the charge. At the same time,
that's right.
If Cornell West don't adopt reparations, I'm gonna go after him because that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. So that's the problem I got with these people that are Democrat. I'm not a Democrat, by the way. I'm an independent. I voted Democrat for Obama in 2008. Then I voted for Jill Stein in 2016. Okay, 2020. Shit, did I vote for anybody? It was some Green Party, somebody, man.
Yeah,
Howie Hawkins or somebody. I don't even like Howie, but I wanted the Green Party to get more people, more ballot access. I want the Green Party to grow because we need more parties. So I'm not one of those people that's ever going. You have to get my people. That's the whole reason for me being in politics and giving a damn about politics. I got to get black people something for their vote. I want to help that happen because I got kids. It's real simple. We 13-14% of the population. We own 2% of the wealth. Black males make up 2% of bankers, of black bankers. Black males make up 2% of lawyers, 2% of doctors, 2% of engineers. Black women only make up 2% of doctors, lawyers, and engineers. We only own 2% of the land. We owe more than that back when we were set free 10 years after being set free.
Right. Yeah.
We've been stuck in the same spot. So my thing is, if you have a platform, don't get me wrong, if you don't, support somebody that does. If you don't want to make your platform about helping black people, that's fine. Help black people other ways. But if you are a person that run your mouth, you're a person that likes communicating, you're a person that uses this internet for something, use it to help your people, man, because we are on the bottom. We're stuck to the bottom. And look, even if you're doing okay, you still got family members that aren't.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's not just about one person getting ahead and getting a bag. I love Dame Dash. I love Jay-Z. I love 50 Cent. I love Rihanna. But that don't help everybody. And they can't be expected to come back and help everybody. Right?
I had that mindset. I had that mindset thinking, yo, how come they're not giving back, or they're not even supposed to? If you think about it.
Yeah,
LeBron's it should be government.
To. Tyler Perry's not supposed to. They're not. What are they? You know. But if they do, that's great.
Okay. Democrats are scared of him, and I think one of the things they fear is because he's going to get a lot of that black men vote. So I don't mind. I'm gonna vote for him because I went to the DMV and I changed my my political thing. So I switched mine to Republican, but I want to ask you, when it comes to that black Republican, I'm not a, what's that? Candace Owens.
Candace.
I don't want to be like that.
Owens.
But I want to ask Tim Black, where do these newfound black conservatives or black Republicans go, knowing that we leave in the Democratic Party? We're gonna go to that. To the Republicans, like what we do?
They got nowhere to go, man.
Like what we do?
A truly conscious black man or black woman has no party to go to. So it becomes a situation where you're trying to minimize harm. Excuse me.
Unfortunately,
you're trying to pick the person that's going to do the least amount of damage to your community, right?
And it seems like
some people, they're looking for a tax break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are thinking about police, law and order, safety, where they're at. Presidents truly don't work on that level. Like, you know, they don't control your safety at home in your state. So it's kind of null and void as far as that's concerned. I don't trip off. I used to look at political affiliations. Problem is this, man, most people don't keep it real in this space. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this? I just put out something about this. A lot of the people that are so-called Democrats or independents are really afraid to piss off the Democratic establishment. I've had people approach me for all types of opportunities, as you kind of touched on, and then they look at my content and they're like, oh man, you was talking about Obama. I'm like, yeah, he was a president. What am I supposed to talk about? You know how many black people were killed under Obama? You realize the sheer amount of death there was for black people? All the major uprisings were under Obama, man. And what did he do about it materially? We didn't get a hate crime bill or nothing. What are you talking about? To be a black man with a platform and not call out Obama when Obama was in office, anybody can talk about it when he leave. I see Roland Martin's punk ass now talking about Obama. Oh, he's still afraid to talk about Obama, really. He blames everything else except the man that was in the seat. That's an idea of what Democrats typically do.
Well, he saw what happened to Travis Smiley. He saw what happened to him.
Travis got hurt because he criticized Obama.
Yeah.
So it's a price to pay. I'm at the point, bro, where I don't have enough not to risk it all. So I'm a realist, bro. When you get your money right, when you get your bag and you make some changes in your life and get the big house on the hill and take care of mom and take care of cousins or whatever you got to do, whatever you do, and now you are relying on that amount of money, it's difficult for you to say, okay, I'm going to risk it all and push all your chips to the middle. We all got to live in the real world, man. But if you're a person who hasn't done that yet, you got nothing to lose. I recognize I have credibility. All I got is credibility. I interviewed Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang. I'm the only black man, dog, I swear I looked this stuff up. Now, Roland Martin says he's the guy. He's not. He's the Democrat guy.
He's a Democrat guy.
You know, but when was the last time he did anything that was anti-Democrat?
Right.
If you got a Democrat president, you got to be critical of the Democratic president. Same way I was critical of Trump. How could I not be? He appointed all those conservative judges that are throwing the books at black men and women every day.
Right.
Every day. That's what he's doing. Just throwing the book, throwing the book, throwing the book. He's the reason why we have CRT, people hating CRT. Critical race theory. He's the reason because of the stipulations of the court judges, his appointees to the bench. So, our Supreme Court justices. That was him. But the Democrats could have stopped it if they would have told Ruth Bader Ginsburg to sit her ass down and appointed another Democrat and then another one instead of waiting and hold that vote. They would have pushed through Merrick Garland, and we wouldn't be in the situation we had. But the point is this, man. Both parties deserve criticism. I don't care what party you claim. I care if you can be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you could be real, right?
Right.
So when I'm talking to a Republican and I bring up the issue of guns, and all they can say is, it's our constitutional right, I got a problem with that. Because we got, even gun owners say, yeah, everybody don't need a gun. Because they know some crazy mofos. But if you can't admit, yeah, maybe we need to do a little something, then I know that you're not serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I run into that a lot, bro. I run into it a lot. So you got people, Democrats and Republicans, both too busy worried about keeping their place. Too busy trying to pick up a check. Too busy looking at the next opportunity. And that's both parties. So it doesn't matter which party you join. It's about what are you doing?
What are you doing? So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you probably know some black Trump voters, right? Or black Trump supporters.
I know a couple.
My brother-in-law, I don't talk to him no more. We had a falling out sort of about Trump, but he's into guns. He lives in Virginia somewhere in Gainesville. So he's all about guns, and it's sad. But one time I was over there for Thanksgiving, and I have 4 nephews and a niece. So we are all holding hands on what we're grateful for, and everyone has to say something. So the little kid, 7 years old, they was like, Isaac, what are you grateful for? And he was like, I'm grateful for not having the people loot anymore. This is when the uprising was. So I'm like, damn, they got him that bad. I got baby coons. But I'm not like that when it comes to that. But when it comes to this 2024, do you think there's a sort of it's going to be a silent black Trump wave? You know how, sometimes black conservatives, you might get shamed or something. So we're going to say, yeah, I'm voting for Biden. But then once you go into the thing, you're going to change your stuff. Do you think it's going to be a silent black Trump wave, or it's going to be something else?
No, I don't think it's going to be a Trump wave. I do think DeSantis is a joke. People underestimate Trump, right? DeSantis is wasting people's money.
Yeah.
So it is going to be Trump and Biden.
Right.
And hopefully Dr. West. I don't expect it to be a wave, though.
You don't think it's going to be a wave?
I don't think it's going to be a wave, but I do, as far as black people.
People.
About 10% black vote is pretty much what they're going to cap out at. I can't see it happening.
Okay.
So yeah. But if they did, I can't blame them. It's like Cube said, with the contract with Black America.
My man.
If you had the black vote locked up, then it wouldn't matter who he met with, right? You can't. If the Democrats were responding to black concerns, then there would be no reason for the Republicans to have an opportunity to get you to become Republican.
Exactly. Give us a reason, motherfucker. Give us a reason.
Home, you ain't Roman.
You read my mind. We got 10 black TV. That was my next question. Ice Cube. You seen the Malcolm movie, Malcolm X movie? He in the shower. He asked him, "What's your angle, nigga? what is Ice Cube's angle? Where is he going? You see him doing interviews with Bill Maher and just all these other people in that sort of landscape. Like, what do you think he's doing? His move?
Well, I think that he has a right to go anywhere he wants to go to talk his shit. I mean, where he's at right now, what he's trying to do with the big three, I get that. What I don't like is that I feel like he's kind of combining that with politics.
Right.
So if you're on a business tip, you're trying to get your new league off the ground, and you're facing all this resistance from the NBA, man, I'm down for you trying to get that off the ground. I'm down for you. Those players need an opportunity to make some more money, and people enjoy the game. I used to be into basketball when I had time. Now I'm so busy, I don't have time for sports like that. Mm-hmm. But for those people that want to enjoy the game in the off season of the NBA, it's perfect, right? So I see that angle. As far as where he's going, those are platforms that I have him on. I'm sure he would go to some other platforms.
More right wing.
Those are the ones that are jumping out the room for him, right? Because Cube went against the Democrats by doing a contract with Black America. I had Dr. Derek Hamilton on the show when they first initiated I tried to get Cube, but I got the guy who wrote the forward for the contract with Black America. That's Dr. Derek Hamilton. Mm. And we had a great rapport. It's on the channel. Come check it out. But since Cube did that, everyone said he was a Trump supporter. Mm. Hey man, Joe Biden could have met with Cube. Could have met with his team. It wasn't just Cube who wrote that. It was a team of people that are working towards this for Black folks. My thing is, he's going on right wing because I think the center is cutting him off right now. But hey, also he needs to go on some local media, some independent media like ISHTALK. He needs to come on the Tim Black show.
Yep.
Yeah. He went on Roland Martin's show, and Roland Martin was busy.
I remember that.
For the Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, asking him why is he talking about helping Black people. Man, ain't no certain time we're supposed to try to help Black people. You can't try to help Black people while there's an election going on.
Right.
When are we supposed to try to help them? Mm-hmm. That's the best. That's when we got the most leverage, when they need our vote. No, not now. Wait till later when they don't need us. Then we really can get them. Man, this dude, you worried about sponsorships. You worried about getting invited to the next Essence Festival. You worried about going to Frankie Beverly and May's concert. That's what you worried about.
Right.
So be worried about us, man. Us. But see, once again, I'm in a position where I can say that because I ain't hit like that. If I hit, then I have other considerations, and then I have harder decisions.
Ooh.
But that's how it's supposed to work.
That's how it's supposed to.
When I blow up, I'm supposed to help you because now you get to be the rebel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Everybody can't be a rebel. Dr. Cornell West taught me that. See, I was talking shit about John Lewis. I was upset with Representative John Lewis, the late great John Lewis, because I felt he had no more fight in him. He's just cooning for the Democrats. Yeah. Dr. West said, once upon a time, Tim, Rep Lewis is more rebel than you. Once upon a time, everybody has a season. It's like, damn, what? Yeah, he got hit in the head, almost got killed. Mm-hmm. With King marching with a bunch of bigots with guns and M16s for rights for us. Later, they gave him a job. He took it because he needed a way to make some bills, and slowly but surely, a little bit of the rebel comes out, you know? But what's supposed to happen, someone's supposed to step up and take your place.
And that didn't happen, especially in...
That's the way John I wanted it to happen. Like Cornell West, Tavis Smiley, they can't do it all. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people I'm leaving out, but yeah. Mm-hmm. But if I ever succeed, I'm supposed to help fund you.
Right.
On the down low, I'm supposed to help you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to, when you get there, you're supposed to, on the down low, help others. That's how it's supposed to go. And until we get that type of politics, that interconnection between our people, we're gonna have more uphill battles instead of easy sailing.
Well, one of the things, we're not really into politics. We rather just listen to Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA. I got two more questions I want to ask you. I want to ask you about the current state of Black politics on YouTube, on the YouTube's side. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the progressive and when it comes to the black, when I'm talking about going from TYT to who we got on the black side? Well, you. But how do you think black people are represented when they are on the progressive media platforms, or do you feel like they're not represented well? Like when you see a black person on TYT, when you see a black person on the Majority Report, a black person on The Hill, do you think they're represented for black men like us, average Joes at the barbershop? Are they? Because they definitely ain't saying reparations.
I've been on The Hill before. So I've been on The Hill. I was on TYT because I was on Nina Turner's show. But I tell you this, those platforms are not made for us. The fact black people don't really have an outlet to the level of TYT. TYT is the biggest outlet in internet media. I think Daily Caller just passed them. Okay. But that's on the right. So on the left, if you consider them left, some people call TYT the middle. I don't know, okay? Where's the state for us? Where are we at? There's some brothers like JD Signifier, my sister Tesla Figaro, she be doing her thing. There are some voices out there, black voices that are raising up. My thing is, a lot of them don't have a white following. See, I believe we gotta find a way to talk black in front of white people. Because we ain't gonna get nothing done, just black people. It's not enough of us. Can't change America just talking to black people. I love Dr. Umar. I got no problems with Tariq. He get petty sometime, but that's my boy. I wish him the best. Black Authority, come out wherever you are. A little Chinese man, I don't know. You should have to come out. But at the end of the day, dog, I support them all. I do. Push come to shove. Phil Scott, Phil can't talk, but I support him. That's my boy. That's my dog. And he knows.
Hamburglar, yeah.
He knows if he hit me up and needed something to help him. And there's some black conservatives like ABL.
Never heard.
Over there cooning, but he know he black. So there really isn't that entity right now. We want it to be. But my thing is, dog, as far as progressive politics, as far as black politics, we're going to have to form coalitions. I catch it, man. My brothers want to, cut the check all day. I'm like, dude, okay, I said it. I believe it. I want it. But also, dog, we got to bring some white people that are cool with us. We got to bring some white people that are down for what we do. But you cannot change your story. It's got to be the same voice. Say it with your chest, no matter who's in the room. And the ones that leave, they're supposed to be gone.
I feel that. You worked with, what's your experience working with a couple Black YouTubers? Because it seemed like who else?
Yeah. Bring up any names. Who specifically we talking about?
The girl Lisa Simpson. What's her name? She on The Hill right now.
Oh, you mean Brianna Joy?
Yeah. I call her Lisa Simpson. But yeah. What about Nina Turner thing?
Okay.
And
yeah.
You feel like she's not black enough, or like her content, or what's she doing?
Brianna Joy Gray, first of all, is a very intelligent sister.
Yes, she is. Lovely sister.
She's forget looks. Her intellect, her brain, the way she thinks,
indeed,
is far surpasses many of her rivals. A lot of people that talk about her, they could not hold a stick to her. First of all, she's an attorney, and she went to some of the best schools in the country, in the world, frankly. Right. So that's what she is, and she's got the goods to deliver it on camera. So that's the first thing, and I give her props to that. In fact, and I owe her as well, because she brought me on the Bernie Sanders podcast. So that was one, that's as close as I got to getting Bernie on the show, was going on his podcast for his campaign. So I did that. My issue with Brianna Joy, and this was a couple years ago now, was she was on this thing getting a little bit too close to some of the white progressive type people. I don't know what you call them. But she was like championing for, it was this black guy who goes around, talks to Klan members. It's this black dude who goes around, tries to convert Klan members. And they were like making this like a thing. This guy was going around talking to Klan members. They're like, we need to try to convert Klan members, and we need to work with anybody who'll work with us. I'm like, nah, we don't need to work with the Klan. Black people don't need to go convert in Klan. White people and black people should not be trying to get black men to go convert Klan members.
Nah.
That's not a story. We shouldn't be happy about that. So what should be happening is white people should be converting Klan members.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job.
That's
not
their
our job to do that. What we need to do is go talk to some people in the hood, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go talk to some. Why can't we go get Jerome? Well, there's votes. There's white people that would vote if we just enlighten them. There are black people that would vote if we enlighten them. Why are we talking to people that hate black people? It didn't make sense to me. To this day, it don't make no sense to me, bro. Because if we want to convert someone, let's convert non-voters like Trump did. Trump converted people that wouldn't vote to vote. Let's go get some black people and wake them up. Let's let them know there's an option. And let's sell it to them. Let's tell them why it's important. Let's find out what they want and tell them how we can get close to giving it to them or give it to them. And that's how you get them off the couch.
But you said you said working, you got to work with white people, right? But
not Klan members. Not if you think my skin color is a negative, and that I'm less than human. If you are a Klan member, I don't got nothing to say to you. First of all, you got a psychological problem. Isn't that what Fred Hampton did? Nah, that's not what Fred Hampton did, man. Fred Hampton was willing to work with groups. He was willing to work with groups who had already converted. He didn't make them not be Klan members or not be Confederates. They had to already be doing that process. See, the people that are peddling that, like these guys that took Fred Hampton's name, who had to give it back, those guys just wanted to sell this idea. First of all, a white guy put a battery pack in their back and told them it would be a good idea for you to be the Fred Hampton left.
Yeah.
It was a white guy who did that. I forget his name, Ron or Robin or some white guy. But the point is, Fred Hampton, it's a disgrace to his name to say that he was willing to work with anybody, even people that hated black people. Because he loved black people and gave his life for black people, and he was in his early 20s. It's sort of like people who look at Pac and say, oh, Pac did this, Pac did that. Pac was a kid, barely an adult when he was killed. What are you talking about? But be that as it may, in my philosophy for pro-black politics, that anti-white pro-black politics, we don't have time to be trying to convert skinheads, Nazis, Klan members into liking black people to get them to vote. We could go in the hood and turn up the vote just by getting regular black people. But see, that's how much they value white people. They value them so much that they would go get white people that don't think that they're human. That's a problem. That's the problem. Before they go get a brother who's just like disenchanted, who's like, man, politics don't work for me. Yeah. That person he doesn't hate white people or hate black people. He just hates America's government policies that disenfranchise him. That's an easier sell. So that was my problem with her, man. But like I said, it was a couple years ago. I noticed she don't talk that shit no more.
But isn't it easier to, I'm pretty sure you and her agree on certain things. Like both of you guys are sort of disenfranchised. Well, you guys are pissed off on the Democrats. So I'm pretty sure there's a space, not well, y'all two, but I'm pretty sure there's a space where there's a black, we can get black people together that have the same mindset that.
Well, we never really had the conversation about it, but you know, this is in the past.
Yeah, I understand, but
you know what I'm saying? Of course, there are things we agree on, but if it was never her blackness, it's sort of like what she recently said when they did the affirmative action thing. The way she grew up in those privileged schools that she went to, she was like the only black person there. A person that's been in that may theoretically understand what black struggle is. They may theoretically understand what it's like to live in Landover by the 24-hour store, to live in Palmer Park, right? They may understand the trappings of being from the hood. They may understand, not thinking you're gonna live to be 21, but they don't really know what it's like. And that's what I meant when I said she wasn't black enough. She didn't understand the black experience. She grew up overseas half the time and grew up amongst Ivy Leaguers. And she grew up in tutored schools. if you don't go to public school, and you don't kick it with black folks, and you don't go to black events, and you're a black attorney that went to Yale, Harvard, and you totally separated from blackness, and then you on white flat platforms talking about black people don't need reparations. What they need is we could just put black on top of a white policy and say it was just weird. It was like unnecessary, in my opinion. But I handled it. I shouldn't have been so aggressive. But to be fair, bro, I talked about a lot of people, not just her.
I understand that.
Jimmy Dore. I talked about Sam Cedar. I talked about David Pagman. I talked about Nick Bronner. I talked about like 7 other people. But the only person they had a problem with me talking about was Breonna Joy. And she just happened to be the only black woman.
And is she on that more of a race, not class type thing?
No, she's on a class, not race.
Okay.
But that's sort of changed. But like, once again, like, I'm not watching everything she does.
Well,
she was more like, it's about money, right? And that's sort of the shit, man. They spray nigga on LeBron James' house. Because, what's the joke? What they call a black man in a 3-piece suit? A nigga in a 3-piece suit. I mean, come on, man. We know this. We know these things.
Okay.
We could pretend if she don't get a chance to talk, if she dressed the right way, she can get it too. From the feds. Not me, from the feds. So, I mean, come on, dog. I mean, it is what it is. And I wish her the best. And I know it's not easy being in that space and trying to make a living. And the Democrats came for her. So she had a lot of pressures as well. Because where's she going to go work at after working for Bernie? They all said she was an outcast.
Right.
Because she stuck with Bernie and didn't go Biden. So.
But you had your own thing going on when you realized that the progressive left ain't talking about our issues. But while you were in it, you were working with, or you did you worked on something with the Thomas guy, Jamal Thomas.
Oh, Jamal Thomas.
What was the
dog? Right. Once again, this is another brother, bright brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Intelligent brother. You know what I'm saying? A brother that I always felt the way that he analyzed situations, political issues, was unique. And I like the way he takes his time and is very thorough. What was the name of it? Saying context. In context or something. I think that's what it was, context. So that was his buzzword, How can I say this, man? I let Jamal live stream on my channel. I never let nobody do that. And this dude was on my channel talking about me. Like, come on, dog. Because I cover a topic, and then he would let people in the comments section goad him into like debating the topic I talked about. And if he felt differently, he wasn't like, that's Tim's take, and this is my take. And it became weird. Like, dog, man. So like the 3rd time, I was like, that's it, man. You can't use my channel no more. That's it. I wanted to see him grow. I had a bigger audience.
You did what you were supposed to do.
I did what I shouldn't have done. I didn't know him well enough to do that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You should. I hadn't met him in person yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of jumped the gun. I felt like I'm the older black guy with a little bit of a following, the biggest following in this area, in this space. It's my job to help out brothers like Jamal.
Yeah.
It's my job to help our brothers like Nico House. It's my job to lend a hand where I can. Bob TV. All these people came on my show. I didn't come on their show. I was trying to help them. But at the end of the day, if somebody like you if you help somebody, you don't help them enough, you're the bad guy. It's what happens. Why didn't you do more?
Right.
It's never like, damn, I'm glad if I work with you for 3 months and it helped you go from 3,000 subscribers to 5 or 10,000 or whatever it was. Why can't you say, well, at least we had that?
Right. Exactly.
Why didn't you give me the 50? Oh, I was lucky to get the 50 my damn self. Yeah. I'm not a magician. You know what I'm saying? I'm still black. I'm still talking about black issues.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to 50 when people want to hear other types of content, not just politics. But yeah,
that's right.
But then again, though, bro, like I said, I got no problems with Jamal. I wish him the best, man. I hope that he's very successful. I know he's with Sputnik. Last I checked, he was with Sputnik.
Yeah.
I hope he's happy, man. He's I got no bad.
So your experience working with other Black YouTubers, political YouTubers, it's been a up and down, huh?
It's never been with somebody I've never worked with anyone who had more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that would be like. Like, I never worked with like Charlemagne. You know what I'm saying? I had Killer Mike on the show, but it's not like I work with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's different, man. And I wouldn't say don't do it. I say know who you working with.
Know who you working with.
Yeah, the internet, dog, where I come from, like the certain code I come from, where if somebody give you a word, that's their bond.
Yeah.
I should not have to tell Jamal, dog, don't talk about me on the channel. When you on my channel, don't criticize my content. I should never have to tell him that. That should have been but Jamal was privately schooled. I didn't know he was homeschooled. I didn't know he was around Black people like that.
That's what, yeah.
No one told me so. The coach is different. He's like, what's he got a problem with that for? Like, dog, I have an opinion. So, like, no, that's not black coach. You don't do no shit like that. That's how it is. I shouldn't even have to say that to you.
Right.
You shouldn't even feel like that is denying you something. You should be like, that's a given. If you my boy, you come over my house, and my wife is there, you ain't supposed to be on her ass. I shouldn't have to say, dog, don't look at my wife's ass.
Yeah, right,
you should be like, what?
Yeah. That's a nice ceiling you got up there. That's a nice little ceiling fan. Yeah.
If I'm at your house and you with your peoples and you leave, I leave.
Right.
I leave before you leave. You about to go? I'll be outside the car.
So how's the Tim Black podcast YouTube working for you recently? And what have you been going through that can help other people?
Well, first of all, working on a book to that topic because I think it's an important topic. And Black people that try to get into like the political space and that type of thing, I think I got some information to share, but I'll tell you this. I rebuilt my audience. You don't want to have to do that shit. It took a year to somewhere for me to feel like, okay, this is what I want. I'm finally developing an audience for the new Tim Black, which is Black issues first, politics second. But when it's politics, it's always from the vantage point of Black folks. I can't be a Black guy talking white politics. That don't work. So I think the most important thing is to choose what you want your channel to be for. What's your utility? What is your channel for? If you had to sum it up, what's my channel for? What does it do? What are we providing? And if you go from that and say, okay, now what are the people that want that? That's your audience. And that's all you do. You do that type of content. If you build out and you want to do sports or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Sports, if it's movies, whatever it is, just know what you want to offer and realize if you keep going, you will develop an audience for that. Because when you do that type of content, those are the type of people that will watch longer. Those are the type of people that will subscribe. If you're not reaching those people, you got to do more of this. What I'm doing with you.
Yeah.
Got to go on other people's shows. You got to network. But don't change your content to attract an audience that you don't want. Someone told me when I first got in this business, they was like, Tim, be careful of the dog you bring home because that's a dog you got to feed. So if you go out and you do a video, I did a video on Will Smith and Chris Rock because I wanted to. But unfortunately, I ended up with a bunch of people who didn't give a shit about politics. So, so it's like, wow, I wish I had another channel where I could have did that instead of having them on my channel. And then they're like, I don't watch this shit. What's this? Oh, man, he's talking about another person got shot? Oh, my God. I can't see. But, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my advice, man. Decide what you want, what kind of content you want to put out, and then make that your mission. Also, a cheat code is become a servant for that content.
A servant for the content.
A servant for whatever it is. What really blew me up as far as politics was I was so involved in the Bernie Sanders race. I tracked the entire race. And every step of the way, I did content about it. It wasn't a decision. It was like, it's my job to cover this. Everything that happens, I need to inform the people. So it wasn't about me, it was about what was happening and what my job was. I looked at it like, that's my job to inform them about this campaign. Mm-hmm. In every race, I got to inform you. Every news item about it, I got to inform you. Every piece, you're not going to watch everything, but you want to know I'm a resource for that thing. And once you do that, you become a servant because you're serving that community that you're building, and you're serving that purpose. Mm. It's not about, and the money comes later, the notoriety comes later, whatever comes later.
Yeah. I've been putting a lot of money into this and putting a lot of effort. And especially it's a group project, a group effort, and I'm not getting the effort that I want in my team. So I'm really at crossroads around maybe I should change avenues, do something that instead of talking about asses, I want to talk about politics. But nobody want to talk about that. If it was up to me, I would have a YouTube where I interview local people running for office. And if I get the money up, I can have a live audience, sort of like Phil Donahue style, and maybe have them debate each other or something like that. But right now, that's why I want to change it up.
Why don't you think there's an audience for that?
I don't think nobody want to hear about somebody running for Greenbelt, councilman or something like that.
Oh, there is somebody for that. Okay, so it's not as big, right? It's some mainstream type show that covers basketball, the NBA. That's crazy, right? Or if you cover the Lakers, right? But it becomes big when you look at it from a smaller angle from everybody from Maryland. Mm-hmm. In DC, the DMV will watch that because no one else is doing it. You got no competition. Practically no competition. The likelihood of there being a lot of competition, pretty slim. Mm-hmm. So there's less of a pool of people, but you can get more of a market share of that pool of people. I was going to do that with DC News. I heard it. Yeah. And it was too much because I was doing too much. But if I could back up and say, you know what? It's a year to rebuild. I would scale down staff, and I would talk to people. That's what I do. Never think? Nothing works like on the street. Nothing works like you out on the street with a mic talking to people. Yeah. People always tune into that because they don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So those two things, but nah, man, your market share is what you're worried about. Because you could be in a big market like I said, the NBA. You could be covering hip hop. Yeah, that's a big market worth billions of dollars, but guess what? How big of a market share you gonna get?
Exactly. If everyone's doing it.
And all of a sudden, if you do local stuff, and all of a sudden you become the guy, and the people know you, like the mayor knows you.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, like the DA knows you, like people in DC know you, like know you. You become influential. You can now like go down at an event or talk to people, and they'll want you to come talk to this school.
Yeah, I was actually I actually started interviewing people at the Tariq Nasheed rally or something like that. I was just interviewing people that was there, but I got one more minute. Sorry, man, but do you think you can? Thank you for your time. Can you tell the people where they can reach you?
Yeah, man, my name's Tim Black from TimBlackTV.com.
The money in that way, that's ISHTALK. I beg.